Alright, King-Ohger episode 30. Where do I begin with this episode? Because this episode was crazy good this week. King-Ohger's always been crazy good throughout the past couple of weeks, throughout the past couple of months. Crazy the thing that we're 30 episodes into this show already and it's still going strong, going good with its great storytelling. So this episode was called The Frozen Scales, I believe. That's what the translation was for my episode title with the subs I was using. And this episode, I was not expecting the curveballs that they would be throwing in this week's episode. So I thought this episode would be like a Rita-focused episode from start to finish, but it turns into a Himino and it turns into a Rita-focused episode. But not only that, we finally get to learn the secrets of Rita Sharingan. So, what is Rita Sharingan? Why do they have it? What's it about? Well, we actually get the backstory of that eye in this episode, where we learn that it's got the power to freeze someone who cannot be judged. But there's a downside to this power. You'll end up freezing yourself as well, locking you away for all eternity. And this is something that was teased and hinted at like for the longest time, where Karasu, the person who was the previous ruler of Golkan, I think I probably butchered that name, but they sealed the person who calls the fury of the gods away along with themselves, and that's when the other person went out to find them to see where they could be. And in this episode we actually get to see who is behind the fury of the gods and the final member of the Galactic Insects, and that is none other than Groody, or Gloody, whatever subs you're using. And he's basically the Grim Reaper. He's got the power to kill people, he's got the power to resurrect people, and he cannot die. And he is the person who calls the fury of the gods. And this episode was great from like a Rita standpoint, giving them some more development, because Rita has had a couple of focused episodes here and there, but this episode was a great Rita focused episode, as near the end of the episode, they were willing to sacrifice themselves to seal Groody away and make sure that all the kingdoms can be protected, as he was able to summon the fury of the gods. Now, it's crazy that we finally know who caused the fury of the gods, because we assumed that it was someone from the Galactic Insect-like people, sort of that troop of villains, but now we actually know who it is, and it's this guy, and it's a human. It's a human actor. It's not a suit actor. It's an actual human actor. Will they have a bug form later down the line? Possibly. Who knows? But either way, they probably might get one, but they are voiced by like a very well-known actor in Toku. They were in Kamen Rider Blade and Kamen Rider Force. I haven't seen either of those series, but they're loved in the fandom. They've got their fans. But the actor's performance was really good, because he brings on this like freaky, scary vibe to him with his performance, where he sort of speaks like very monotone, very dead, like a Grim Reaper. And again, his powers are really freaking crazy. And that's one thing to notice with the power creep of these Galacta bugs, because they've got these crazy feats, these crazy powers that have put our heroes in some dire situations ever since they were introduced. I mean, the leader could make meteorites fall and cause the fury of the gods in his own way. You had a body swapper, someone who could influence people just by touch. And now we've got the Grim Reaper showing up, just to show how powerful these space bugs are. You've also got the strong one that doesn't do a lot, and then you've also got freaking Kaji Jim, who was the one that killed Karasu in this episode, where he basically freezer death beamed her and she died, and that's why she showed up, because he turned her into a zombie. So this introducing Groody is a great foil for Himino, but not only that, a character-driven moment for Himino, because we discover that Groody was the one that killed Himino's parents and caused the fury of the gods. Sort of her driving force and her driving motivation ever since this show began, and we learned more about that character to find out what the heck is up with the fury of the gods, who caused it, and she wants to bring justice to this person. But not only that, you have a nice sweet moment between Himino and Rita as they have a bonding experience in this episode where they sort of talk over tea, and then there's a funny moment where you have Rita drinking the tea, but they turn their head to the side so they don't reveal their face through the sort of cloak that they wear. So they're sort of turning their head to the side, drinking the tea, turning the face Himino again. That was really funny. And when Himino tries asking Rita about their eye, we don't really get an answer until later on in the episode, but Rita's question to Himino is, what are you going to do about the Mofon scalpers, because scalpers are terrible and they should all die. And I love the extremes that Rita is going to just stop all the scalpers, because if you check Toku Twitter, or just check Twitter when people talk about King-Ohger, it's like something that we can all agree on when Rita says that. But we have this nice moment where Rita is about to sacrifice themselves to stop Groody. They're going to use the special ice powers, the special ice Sharingan, but as everything's going cold, you have this moment where Mofon is hugging Rita, but then you find out that it's not Mofon, it's actually Himino. And Himino says this to Rita, saying, hey, this person took my family, I don't want this person to take my friend either. So it's a really nice moment as they're going to work together to stop Groody. But then at the end of the episode is where things get even more crazier, where out of nowhere a mysterious Bugnarok shows up. Who is this mysterious Bugnarok? Well, none other than Jeremy's mother. That's right, Jeremy's mother is alive, knocks out everyone here, and says that they need to tell Jeremy something important. Whether this is the real one, a zombie, we have no idea, but the next episode preview kind of spoiled some things as they fighting a giant version of her, so yeah. Thanks Toei for whoever edited that and kind of gave away the twist in next week's episode. Unless they throw us for a curveball like they did in Don Brother previews, but it doesn't seem like it. So yeah, Jeremy's mother's here, the Bugnarok waifu, they're here. Which was a crazy twist, and these twists that we've been getting ever since like this chapter 2 arc began have been like off the wall, and seeing Jeremy's mother suddenly make an appearance was freaking crazy. But this episode of King-Ohger, episode 30, was freaking great. I loved it from start to finish. Great Rita moment, great Himino moment, introducing a brand new villain, a brand new antagonist that is going to be a big threat moving forward, and I can't wait to see where it's going to go next. So with that said, I'm going to bring this video to a close, bring this review to an end. With that said, have a wonderful day or night. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, take care, and bye!